Hi everyone, thanks for being here. I think there's a few of us here already, so maybe Crispin, we can start.
Thanks, Antoine. Thanks everyone for joining. My name is Crispin Sanga. I am a project manager at SEADE'S, Europa Centrum. So we are coordinating the project SEAD, myself together with my colleague Eva. I think she's going to join maybe later, and Ina. And happy to have all of you interested to this session. I'm going to give a quick introduction. I believe most of you are aware of what SEAD is all about. But in a nutshell, SEAD is a EU-funded project which started 2 years ago, so it is coming to an end on December this year. And this is why we are having this particular session, sort of to prepare us for the closure of the project, but also already discussing what are the next steps. So the project was mainly focusing on strengthening the digital transformation and international collaboration between Europe and the sub-Saharan Africa. In a way, focusing on the research and innovation actors in these two parts of the world, so Europe and sub-Saharan Africa. And the idea was to build up from the legacy projects, but mainly, for example, the ENRICH in Africa project, which was already building the support system for the innovation in ecosystem in two continents, extending that kind of support to the specific target audience or target group of researchers and innovation actors in these two parts of the world. And mainly building the route to market support services to support the uptake of research to the market. And this has been done through a set of activities during the implementation of the projects, which were implemented in the 4 pilot regions in Africa, starting with South Africa, Ghana, Senegal, and Kenya. But also, of course, involving and including our counterparts from Europe. And these services included the likes of the twinning programs, soft landing, webinars, workshops, and so many, learning expedition, and so many. And some of these activities are still ongoing as we speak, for example, the twinning program. And this kind of capacity building to the research and innovation actors to understand their needs, to provide the support by using the human-centered methodology. Now, the project is coming to an end, as I mentioned earlier, and the legacy of this project is going to be sitting, let's say, into what we call the SEAD digital environment, which is a combination of different aspects that bring together all these activities to continue the legacy of what the project is done. And to paint a picture is that eventually the SEAD digital environment is going to be embedded into the already existing ENRICH in Africa platform. I think my colleagues can add some links into the chat so that you can have access and look into what is this entailing. Basically, you can still access some of these activities and programs and services that the Project SEAD has brought and implemented during the 2 years of implementation after the project comes to an end. And in terms of a long-term plan, the 4 regions in sub-Saharan Africa were supposed to be pilot regions. So we expect through this platform or the SEAD digital environment, the legacy will go on and will expand to other regions of the continent. So really appreciate that you're all here to listen. Please take whatever that you can take and share it with your friends, share with your network to make sure that a great work that all the partners from the project have done is continuing. But more importantly, we are building a more strong connected communities of research and innovators from Africa and Europe, especially through the digital transformation and international collaboration. So I'll pass it back to Antoine to take us to the next step. And I hope we have a very interactive and interesting session. Thanks, Antoine.
Thanks a lot, Crispin. And so, yeah, maybe before jumping to the actual ENRICH in Africa platform, I will introduce Yoquity, which is part of the SEED digital environment, but is a bit of an, I'd say, independent component. So I actually share my screen to show you guys what it looks like. Maybe some of you know about it, but maybe if I explain what you can use it for, as I show you, it will be more relevant. So if everything's fine, you should be able to see the seed label on your query at the moment. So maybe to start with, your query is really a matchmaking platform. So while the Enrich in Africa platform and the seed digital environment in general are really offering you a lot of opportunities, a lot of programs, a lot of once again, kind of visibility to a lot of initiatives, you're really focused on having entrepreneurs and investors and business support organizations find each other. So it really is a matchmaking tool. You do have, if I'm going on this normal, I'd say the welcoming page, feeds with information. So you can find on your query programs that are happening, people posting about some opportunities, but overall, sorry, overall, it is not like the main goal of the platform. See, here you have a feed with some opportunities. Sometimes it's just people posting articles, opinion articles, and sometimes they're just calling for applications or presenting opportunities. By the way, I apologize in advance. The platform is going to be very slow during my presentations because as I am one of the admin of the platform, it slows down everything. It won't be the same for you. And so, yes, once again, on your query, you go to find people. And so we have a lot of tools to do that. First, on your dashboard, you have a lot of information about first the new joiners on the platform. Here you'll have the people that recently visited your profile, and I don't have it unfortunately, but you will also, as a company, so not as business support organization, but if you are a company, you will have an AI tool here that is suggesting investors or companies that would fit your needs, depending on what you feel in your profile. And maybe I'll go show you the profile of a company to show you maybe what you can display, you as an organization, about your company. Oh, so this is the EQ score. This is the more complete your profile is, the higher your EQ score is, and so the higher you can pop up here in the search mode. This is actually, sorry, my apologies. So we look for a company that is raising funds. And so here in your profile, you can indicate whether you're raising funds, whether you are looking for partners, and this is what's going to help the AI giving you recommendations. This is also very good visibility tool because we have something like 3,000 investors on the platform. Or no, actually, 1,500. Just knowing that some of the profiles listed, they're actually like entire VC funds, so several people are using them. But a lot of them, what they do is that they just come for deal flow on the platform. So it's really useful that if you are raising funds, you have your this tab activated, and then you can have your pitch deck. This can only be downloaded by investors or business support organization if you allow them. So this is a good, I'd say, visibility tool, because on top of just having your name and what you do and everything, you can really express your needs and join communities, for instance. Communities that are here, they're a great tool for you to find partners and to get, let's say, news that are related to what you do as an organization. And of course, here I'll take the Enrich in Africa community as an example. So you see that there's about 500 people in the community. I mean, people now is not exactly true, organizations, because once again, your query is about matchmaking, but for organizations. So your individual profile doesn't allow you to do much. You will have to register as an organization, whether it's investor, a business support, or a startup. But here you can, if you are a member of the Enrich in Africa community, then you can come and see what other members are. And so if you're looking for investors, let's say, that are interested into investing in Africa, then you have the 105 investors that are part of the Enrich in Africa community. Now you can also use, as for, I'd say, the general directory that is here. My platform is in French all this time. Apologies for that, guy. You can also use the filters to find the investors or the business partners that are the most adapted to your needs. So once again, really about finding people, but also because you have this discussion tab, you will be able to find opportunities. For instance, yesterday we hosted a reverse pitch with two great investors. They explained for about an hour what they were looking for, what they recommended. Yeah, basically to help entrepreneurs raising funds. So that's the kind of opportunities that you can find by actively looking at your query. But also, if you're part of this community, you just receive an email notification and you just have this element on your home screen because yeah, you kind of following this community by being part of it. I think about what I forgot. I think that was the most important about your query. What you should understand then is that it is one, a great visibility tool because it allows you to have like an entire digital profile and to display all your information, but also all your needs. It's a great tool if you want to actively use it to look for partners or investors because we have this directory thing where you can use filters to find exactly what you're looking for. And it is, I'd say, a social opportunity community tool because there is a discussion feed where you can have all the news that are related to you. We also have a messaging element that is here in the platform, meaning that if you want to reach out to someone, you don't have to go on the internet and look for the contact or whatever. You can just click on contacting here on top of the screen. And then, for instance, I see that this company has been looking at my profile. I think what they're doing is great. Then I can just go ahead and contact them. And there's a form. And then I just write a message and go ahead and contact them. So also this, when people receive a message, they also receive an email. So usually like they get to know about it. It's not like it's forgot somewhere on the platform. Forgotten, sorry. And so yeah, once again, great tool to find partners and kind of passively wait for partners to find you. And I think I stop here and take your questions if there are any. I'm getting back to the main one. No, I don't see any questions. Anyway, I share in the chat my email address, so if you and as well as the link to your query, but you can also just find it by typing in Google. But also share my email so that if you have questions, whether about the use of the platform, whether about like something that you're trying to do on the platform and you can't find out how, then you can always reach out to me, and we do our best to help you out as quickly as possible. Zandiri, do you want to take the lead for the, I'd say, Enrich Africa platform parts?
Fine. Good afternoon, everybody. Can you hear me?
We
Okay.
can.
Yes. So just a quick introduction to the ENRICH in Africa Center. Just quickly share my screen. Can you see my screen? My name is Zandile Ntuli, representing the ENRICH in Africa Center. So who we are a center that is an independent initiative that grew out of a European Commission-funded project, which was called ENRICH in Africa. What we do, we connect Africa and European innovation stakeholders, leveraging on our extensive network of incubators and accelerators. So we have a very good network, as you noted on the presentation from Anton. We have a community on Eurocrity, which has over plus 550 members, made up of ecosystem support organizations. Basically, these are business support organizations made up of companies, made up of, sorry, and made up of investors. We also have a network of 200 plus champions. These champions are our accelerators, our incubators, our hubs. And recently, more relevant to this webinar, the research and innovation actors. So they are quite varied. You've got universities, you've got research agencies, you've also even got researchers, which you can equate them to startups in terms of doubling up on looking at the ecosystem mapping. We also are available and spread across 37 countries across Africa and Europe, and we are able to do this through our network of champions. What we offer is matchmaking and partnerships. We offer market access and showcasing, and we also have a digital platform and a community that you can follow on the address below. I think our partners, we can also share this address on the feed on the chat. Why we would like for you, our research and innovation actors, to join us is that we have an extensive network of incubators and accelerators that can collaborate with you. You are now part of our new community from the SEED project of research and innovation actors, which we are able to then share your experiences, your skill sets to the ecosystem in order for us to take innovations from grassroots to commercialization. I think I'll share one more part. We also incredibly focus on the sustainability of ecosystem, or shall I say, business support organizations, sustainability and the impact thereof, which is something that we found, especially in Africa, to be a gap or a need. And then in our European partners, we find that they are always looking to collaborate with African markets, but not knowing how to start, where to start. We are that one-stop shop where you can come to us and through our extensive network, we can leverage and show you the path. I think that's it for just introducing the center. And then I will go on to this interesting digital environment that we have created under the SEED project. I'm going to assume I'm still audible. Just a nod from you, Anton. Wonderful. If you go to the ENRICH in Africa Center platform, you will come to this landing page. Let me just lower this. You will come to this vibrant landing page where you can see we have got our networks, our marketplace, services, events, and news, and so forth. And on the right top corner, you will be prompted to register. So there is 3 segments that you can align yourself to. It's either you are an accelerator, an incubator, or you are a startup or SME, or you fall under the STR, which is the science, technology, and research sector. It is similar, it's the same as research and innovation actor, where you can register yourself under. So assuming we've got the majority of research and innovation actors in this room, that is the place where you would select your registration. Once you fill out the initial information, contact information, you'll be prompted to describe yourself a little bit further. It's about 7 questions. Then you will be sent an OTP to your email for us to verify that you are who you say you are. Then after that, you will then have access to the platform. With those credentials, you will have a profile. And with that profile, you will have a dashboard. So this is how the dashboard looks. Now you can access these features, these resources that we say have been created for you. But as a bonus, because you're part of the Enrich in Africa platform, you also access anything that we have on the platform, especially during this period of the project. So take advantage of that. We've got what we call the marketplace. The marketplace is where we have all our funding opportunities and any type of offerings for business support organizations for the ecosystem. You'd be able to click on any opportunity that we have available, see a little bit of what the opportunity is about, and be prompted to that program through a link. I'm hoping that some of you are already trying this out. And then you are able to see some of the services that have been offered in the project under our services portal. I actually want to use the external view because without even being part of the platform, you should be able to see the services. Some are new, some are ongoing, some have been completed, but these are services that are offered by our champions. These are services that are offered by the ecosystem and also by the project itself. You should be able to see upcoming events that will be happening. Please scroll through our latest news that we would have featured. As you scroll through, and then some of the resources. So resources are changing all the time. We've got the new research and innovation resources that we will be uploading. This is ongoing even beyond the project. We've got business support resources, mostly in report form, sometimes in case studies. Okay, so if we could go back to the dashboard. So we've covered the services, we've covered the events, we've covered the resources. What's also interesting, as part of your dashboard, if you have resources, services, or events that you would like to highlight to the ecosystem, you would then be able to upload this through these buttons, and the ecosystem would be able to see it. And if we'd like the center to amplify this, we would also be able to do this through our social media. We've got the Learning Academy, which is connected to our school at Teachable. This is where we keep all the resources for our capacity building as part of the center, and we refer to this from time to time. We've got the what we call the campaign management system for innovation challenges. As a STR actor, you wouldn't have access to this, but no, you would have actually access to this. It would lead you to a different platform where you can run campaigns, innovation challenges, any type of campaign. This is also available to you during the period of the project. Startup challenges and innovation challenges actually have been grouped as one. Then we've got to the Africa-Europe innovation tools. Part of the gaps that we found in the ecosystem is that the information is out there, but people don't know where to find it. So we created this Africa-Europe tools, what we call legacy tools, because they are already existing. We will continuously upload and onboard new organizations that offer solutions or offer activities for the ecosystem. For example, I'll start with let's go with Euro Access. Most of our researchers do say that they grow their careers, their profiles, they reach postdoc levels, and some of them want opportunities overseas in Europe. Some in Europe would like opportunities in Africa. So we've got a partner such as ENRICH that's part of this platform. You just go there. It has currently the site is about 6,700 opportunities along the space of research and innovation. Whether it's research engineers, you are able to select the country you want to be part of. You are able to select the sector and see what this brings for you. InnoWide is a program that runs yearly. It's a EU-funded initiative, and it has 2 calls during the year. What is interesting about InnoWide is that it's for innovators that are in Europe to find partnerships elsewhere outside of Europe for their internationalization. So how it's made up, it's that you have to find a partner and have a 6-month scope where you investigate your market access opportunity. And should you wish to stay, the hope is that that partner that you found in that region would be the partner that you expand your business with. So it has a lot of growth opportunity, both for the partner in the region, assuming the region is any country in Africa, with a particular country in Europe, and then in the med sector, then the opportunity is found in that way. So we provide this so that our research and innovation actors can also follow this program and see what is available for them. African EU is an initiative that is a legacy EU funded project, which has left some tools on the site for startups, for researchers that they can utilize to take their innovations to the market. Now, how do I go back? Okay. A freebie, another EU-funded project, which was about consolidating and finding all the information an innovator, a researcher needs in order to secure their IP in the different regions, particularly in the different regions of Africa. So what is also incredibly interesting about this provider is that you are able to actually call them and they would be able to assist you with whatever IP related information you are looking for within the countries that you are hoping to secure your IP. So we've got also Ubiquitous, which has a hub, a number of tools also that were generated out of this EU-funded initiative. It has a lab, especially for hardware-based startups that are looking to incorporate or learn some new skills or incorporate some of the technologies that were created within this project. Very interesting. It's led by one of our partners, WASIAP, whose information we've also got there. Under WASIAP, you've got the WASI Lab. For IoT capabilities, there's some resources that are available for you to actually review and see if this is in line with your invention. Then we also looked at ecosystem-wide entities that are helpful for research and innovation. Euroquity, Antoine has already touched on. You've also got Digital Collective Africa, which has some financial tools, some governance toolkit that startups or researchers can use, or shall I say innovators can use to take their inventions from grassroots to the market. Another key finding was that researchers always feel so isolated and alone during the stage, especially the master's and PhD stages, where they really need some guidance and the supervisor is not enough. We've got a mentorship marketplace that is offered by VC4A, consolidated here. It's a tool that already exists, but this is a space where you can find such opportunities. This is just some of the few that we are showing. You can find a mentor for the need that you have. I think the community is over 800 mentors. Let me see if and then you've got Africa Arena Wired. Africa Arena Wired is a platform that promotes the acceleration of startups. So it goes across different countries, both in the African continent, European continent, even the UK is included in this, and startups are given a bootcamp After training, they then select the top startups for the final Grand Summit. The final Grand Summit then happens in December, where you pitch, and throughout this program, this acceleration program, you are pitching to investors. You are looking for as you are in a growth stage, you're looking for funding and you're looking for partners. At the end, at the Grand Summit, you are still pitching to an even bigger audience of investors, and final winners in different sectors are selected, and then an overall winner is selected. This is a good platform for the innovators or startups that have already incorporated their companies and are looking to expand. And then what we are currently developing is the digital the directory of digital innovation hubs. So this is a concept that is kind of new to Africa. I think it's about 2 to 3 years old, where you have a number of entities that come together from different sectors and structures. So you will have a government entity, or you'll have a research agency, you'll have a hub, and you'll have a business that will focus on a certain sector. Sometimes it's sector diagnostic, and it will be a place where innovators and startups can come and grow their inventions to commercialization. So there will be a support structure that is within that digital innovation hub. It will have its own name, but it's actually a cluster of different companies that came together to form that. So there's a number of projects that have happened in Africa, especially, that have formed this. There is a lot of digital innovation hubs in Europe as well. So what we're doing here, we're growing, we're building, we're showcasing where these digital innovation hubs are, so that our research and innovation actors can access them and actually get the support that they need to take their inventions from grassroots to the market, which is the intent of the SEED project. I think I will leave it at that. If there are any questions from anyone in the room, feel free to raise your hand. But I'll hand over to you, Anton. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Njile. I was looking at the chat to see if there were any questions. It does not seem to be the case. In any case, we will send you the replay in case something wasn't quite clear, or if you missed the beginning or the end. And is available to answer a question, I believe, and Zandile will share her contact as well, so that if you have a question about the ENRICH in Africa platform or your query, you can always just reach out and ask, and we're trying to be as responsive as possible. And on this, I still don't see any questions, so thanks a lot to all for joining us today. Wait for the replay. We'll send it in the upcoming days. And thanks to Njile for pitching today, and to Crispin, but I think he left us.